Well, we're officially at the end of Season 3. Comfortable champions in the end in National League. We didn't break records because our form dropped off towards the end of the season, but it's official today. This could be our last match in charge of Macclesfield, and could we be moving on to the next step of the journey? Hello and welcome back to some more Football Manager 2026 and another part of the Journeyman with Macclesfield. Today we are back with one final game of the season against Hartlepool United before we go on an official job hunt to see if we can get our next job ready for Season 4. As you've seen, we have struggled to progress our own career here at Macclesfield. They will not put us through our coaching badges, no matter what we ask, no matter how well we do. So, yeah, it is definitely something that we want to be getting on top of. Since you were last with me, it has been very up and down. In fact, we lost 2 more games in a row after that Morecambe defeat. We lost against Newport and lost against Gateshead. We did beat Boston, Halifax and Sutton United, but it's not been the best end to the season, and that means we're not going to break Wrexham's record from a few years ago of 111 points, I think it was. We can get to 107, which would be amazing, and that would match their 34 wins, which was a record in this league back then. But we'll obviously do a little roundup of the season as well at the end of this. Could this be our last match in charge of Macclesfield? We will try, and I will sort of go up to about the 1st of June, I think. So we're on the 1st of May. We'll call it at the 1st of June as to whether we're going to get a new job or not, because by then we should have seen all of the jobs come out. We have applied for a couple. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But this could be our last match in charge. In goal, we have got Vicente Reyes, Rob Hunt, Elijah Upson, George Pratt and Connor Townsend in defence. Ben Osborne holds the midfield with Damani Mellor, Elliot Lee and Michael Milona starting behind Burke and Danny Elliott up top. So here we go then. Let's see if we can do it. I think Burke is 1 goal behind in the top goal scorer charts. I think Danny Elliott is maybe 2 goals behind. So that is all to play for today as well. Golden Boot. And taking on a Hartlepool side who haven't had a great season, to be honest. They're in the lower reaches of the table. They'll be very, very disappointed with their season. Actually, no, they're in 10th. Who was it I'm thinking of? Down there. Accrington Stanley got relegated. Forest Green are relegated as well. That's pretty huge. Barrow are down there despite being in League 2 last season, I believe. So, yeah, hopefully we can get 3 points to finish off the year. I think we've been absolutely amazing. As I've said, it's been an absolute pleasure to be in charge of Macclesfield, but I do think we have perhaps outstayed not our welcome, but I think it would stunt our progression now if we were here for Season 4. I'm not going to resign from Macclesfield, but we are going to actively look for a new job over the summer. Here's Elliot Lee, whips it in, and Burke scores. What a start for him. And Elliot Lee with another assist this season. We did manage to extend his contract, Danny Elliott as well. I think George Pratt, quite a few contracts have been renewed for next year. Obviously, the likes of Burke will be leaving the club because they're currently on loan. Now, I'd love to get Burke wherever we are next year. I think he is a real top quality striker. I would like to have him at whatever club we are at. So that is something that we will keep an eye on. But yeah, heading up to half-time now. Already 1-0. That is booted forward to Smithen, and that is half-time. A weird little highlight at the end of the first half, but very much dominating that first half, which we will be happy. Go and give the fans an appropriate send-off. Now, I don't know if we're going to get the trophy lift. I haven't had the trophy lift just yet, so I'm hoping it's going to be in this last match of the season, which is a shame, that it's not in front of our home fans, but I thought it would be in the last episode when we actually won the title. I thought it might do it then, but especially because we were virtually guaranteed to win the title in that match. But yeah, hasn't happened yet for whatever reason. But then I think when we won it a couple of games early last season, we did get the trophy presentation. So I don't know whether it has to be in the sort of last 5 matches or something. But yeah, we'll see at the end of this match, I suppose, whether we get that trophy raise, if you like. And as I say, it would be nice if we can do that on the back of a good performance, a solid performance at the end of the season. Here's as in wait, well, look at that. They've just run that out of play. That wasn't fantastic, was it? Okay, Kidderminster Harriers, by the way, have dropped down to 4th. They've not had a good end to the season. I do worry for them in the playoffs. We're going to put Balogun on, probably be his last match. Danny Elliott is going to come off. I know he's possibly in there for the Golden Boot, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. And Paco Alsatian, probably in his last appearance for the club. He has helped us out in these last few months, has scored a few important goals that helped us to get to the title. And I do think his experience has helped, as much as he's probably a flop in the grand scheme of things with the amount of money that we're paying him. But it would be nice to see him grab a goal in this last match of the year as well. And there it goes forward. And here's Birkenhermic. Oh, wow. Well, a second goal would have definitely put him right up there in contention for the Golden Boot. I feel like he's not going to do it at this rate. But yeah, what a fabulous season. 107 points. You can't really ask for fairer than that. 10 minutes to go. Here's Paco Alsatian running into the area himself. No penalty. That was quite a tough challenge, wasn't it? Here's Henry on the ball. Smithen. Gets it to Asimve. Henry. Smithen. Oh, Smithen's still going over the bar. And they have had a couple of chances of Hartlepool, but haven't looked amazing. Reyes clears. Here's Henry again. It's long highlight territory, isn't it? Good block from Connor Townsend in his last professional match as well. Here's Birkenhermic, gets it to Balogun. Balogun forward to James Clark. Into the middle it goes. Elliot Lee with the header, and that is 2-0, and that should be 3 points in the bag now. Very, very good. And now we are building towards the end of this match. And hopefully the trophy lift very, very soon. Here's Balogun. Gets it to Clark. Balogun on this right-hand side. Another assist in his locker, maybe. Oh, Paco Alsatian. Unlucky with the header in the end. It would have been nice if he could have got on the score sheet in, as I say, what will end up being his last match at the club. Milona loses it. Miley. Smithen. No, end of highlight, I think. 4 minutes of added time. Are we going to see the trophy lift? Let's find out. There it is. No, Just no trophy lift, apparently. Which is just really weird, isn't it? Really, really weird. But there you go. Clark bids farewell to Macclesfield. He's playing his last game for us as well. Obviously did it with a nice assist in the end. And Elliot Lee, very good performance. So let's have a look then at how things ended off. Chimizi... no, it was Birkenhermick that did get the Golden Boot in the end. 31 goals, which is absolutely brilliant. So he did steal it right at the death there, didn't he? Level on goals with Chimaziri, but he made one more appearance. So well done to Birkenhermick, who is the top goal scorer. Danny Elliott ended up, third in the end. 29 goals for him this season, which was unbelievable. If you look at the expected goals, though, Danny Elliott was actually top of that, which is interesting. What about assists? Is that going to be anywhere there? Assists is there, Aldershot Town. So Damani Mello was up there in third, Birkenhermick, Elliot Lee, Danny Elliott all in the top 10, and Mylona down there as well. Key passes, just trying to see if we won anything else. Birkenhermick top of the offsides, which is funny. Non-penalty XG. Wow, okay. Interesting stats, really. There's a hell of a lot, isn't there? But yeah, top of the league in the end. 34 wins in 46 matches, which is just incredible. 107 points, a goal difference of 75. Look at that, 120 goals this season. So we're averaging pretty much 3 goals a game. Yeah, you can't say fairer than that. That was very, very strong that season. And these were the players behind it. Top goal scorer in the end was Birkenhermick. He did pull away from Danny Elliott in the end. 39 goals this season, 34 for Danny Elliott, 14 for Mella, 10 for Lee, and 10 for Mylona. Top assists ended up being Damani Mella with 16. Elliot Lee also had 16, 15 each for Danny Elliott and Birkenhermick, 10 for Mylona. And top average rating was Birkenhermick with a 7.55. In the sevens, along with him, were Danny Elliott, George Pratt, Luca Fletcher, Elliot Lee, and Paco Alsacia. Interestingly, Luca Fletcher, just 3 starts all season. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. But yeah, it has been an amazing journey so far at Macclesfield. That is our second title, of course. We've now got regional reputation. We've doubled our wage. We've come a hell of a long way in those last couple of seasons. That's our managerial stats at the moment, which is really, really nice to see. You can see a win percentage of 60% there, which is nice. Yeah, that's overall career. Okay, cool. So you can say 1,001 days we've been here now. Nice. Okay, cool. And yeah, managerial vacancies is what we're going to look at right now. So we did apply to Charlton. They're up in the Championship. I thought they'd got relegated, but it looks like they've stayed up. So, I don't know if we can realistically get a Championship job. Charlton are a good one. Hull City I would absolutely love, so I am going to apply for Hull City. They are a club I really like. I mean, going up to the Championship would be a bit ambitious, I think. I don't see that happening. If we go down to League One, you've got Doncaster, who got relegated from League One. Got insecure finances. That's one worry with them. Huddersfield and Preston are obviously reasonably close to Macclesfield. They could be places that we would go to next. Cambridge United in League Two, they've just survived in the end. Boreham Wood as well, a possibility, but again, they've just been relegated from League Two. Cambridge United, is that going to be enough of a step up, or is that a sideways step? That is the way I'm looking at it. I guess they've had a really shocking end to the season. Maybe they have been quite lucky in the end to stay up. Let's have a little look at this. So, league stage, 50. Yeah, wow, very, very close to going down in the end. But you got the likes of Crawley there, Shrewsbury, down there. I'm thinking a lot of jobs will come available over the next few days. Cambridge is one that I think is a bit too much of a sideways step. I do want to be in promotion picture next year. But we'll see. I mean, maybe Cambridge are not too bad a team to look at. Should we chuck an application in there anyway and just see what they offer, I guess? Yeah. That's what I'll stick with. I do think that would be way too much of a step up with Charlton and Hull. But yeah, I'm going to push on. As I say, we'll say June the 1st is our cut-off for this episode. And then obviously I'll have to start thinking about planning for next season. But I'm not going to touch any of that just yet. We're not going to be signing players or anything. So I'll see you guys if anything comes of these job applications. So interestingly, we've had our sort of expectations through for next season. So they want us to finish mid-table in League Two next year. So that tells me a lot about, what they're expecting going forward. Obviously, we're going to have a decent budget. So if we do stay, we will have a little bit to play with. But I kind of don't want this series to turn into a Road to Glory series. If we're not careful, if we get Macclesfield promoted to League One, then, yeah, we're starting to look at Road to Glory territory, aren't we? But, yeah, I mean, at least we've got money to spend. We've got clearly a decent enough squad. I mean, if you look at the likes of Vicente Reyes, for instance, he's not leading National League now. He was leading League Two at some part this season. But if you look at Birkin Ermic, a guy that we have had, he's good EFL League Two. So I guess we have been playing a good League Two standard all season. Danny Elliott, I bet you he's decent National League. I would, of course, take him up and give him a chance in League Two. But, yeah, I mean, the likes of Michael Parker, good League Two player. So I guess we do have some quality already in that regard. And that's what we'd have to be thinking for next season. But I just thought I'd check in and show you guys what the expectations are for next season. Well. Very surprised at this. It's took a long time for these job applications to do anything. Hull City have rejected us. They've said there's stronger candidates elsewhere. Charlton Athletic have actually offered us an interview, which I'm really, really shocked at. So let's see what happens. Only managed one team. Incredible loyalty, which is positive. Why do you want to leave? It's time for me to take the next step. It would be quite a change for you if you were to leave your current job. Are you confident? Look at my work, shows I'm ready to move up to a higher level. Reputation for applying further jobs while still feels acceptable considering how long I've been in management. Yeah, I think that's fine. Can you explain why you appear considering my options? Routinely broken promises. I mean, that's not true. Yeah, the club would looking for a candidate capable of performing to competition expectations. Got good record. You potentially be replacing someone who did not enjoy a good relationship with the fans. I've had a good relationship with fans. We parted companies with our last manager sooner than we can, spending a considerable amount of time. Yep, that's fine. No expectations. That's fine. Okay. No, that's all good. Right. Well, we'll see what comes of that, I suppose. Well, this is getting interesting now. We have received a job interview from Inverness in Scotland, who have just been relegated from the Championship, which is interesting. Now, Inverness obviously used to be in the Scottish Premiership many years ago, so that could be an interesting project for us to try and get them back up there. Cambridge have said no because they can't get compensation agreement with our current employers. We've already sort of done that request, if you like, to talk to Inverness, so I don't think that one will wash again. Yeah, we will see. Let's attend and see what is happening. That's absolutely fine. So far, yeah, okay. Patience and emotion. Why do you want to leave? Take the next step in my career. Like taking something of a risk. A bigger challenge. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. You're up for a few jobs. Consider my options. Broken promises. I hate this question. On ensure dressing. Yeah, that's fine. Who was very much liked. No expectations. Okay, fine. That should do for the moment. Well, we will see. We will see. I don't know. Yeah, again, we're looking to be an outsider for that job as well as the Charlton job. So, yeah, it's very interesting because Inverness are, a good football club. I'd be intrigued to see the finance side of things, where we're at compared to Macclesfield. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Let's see what happens here. Well, in come Inverness then with an offer, but the bad news is they're offering us a pay cut. So unless we can get more money out of them, we can't make this move, I'm afraid. Yeah, we're going to have to put it on semi-negotiable. We need at least £2,000 for it to be worth it for us. And no, they're not prepared to do it. So that's the end of that then. Yeah, the board requests to speak to us. We would appreciate it if you were willing to reconsider joining and stay here instead. We would be willing to discuss making it worth your while. Right. I don't know where I can get training facilities. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to Inverness, though, are we? Right, let's have a quick look at managerial vacancies. I'm a bit worried that we've promised to stay now. So we've applied for Charlton and Hamilton. Man City's available. Blackpool. I mean, Blackpool's a decent shout, isn't it? Burton Albion, Journeyman alumni, and they did just win Sky Bet League 2, so they'd be going straight up. But yeah, because I've managed them before, I'm not going to apply for that one. But yeah, I quite like the idea of Blackpool. That might be nice. Yeah, okay. Inverness give up on Hannard. Oh dear. Well, Charlton have gone with Harry Watling instead, so we're not going to Charlton. Blackpool have basically said, again, they'd be interested in us, but ultimately cannot afford the compensation. So, yeah, we're in a real predicament at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we can do about our contract. I mean, other than resigning, but that seems like a very risky move. If we're playing the realism game, we've just had to reject an offer from Inverness because of that. But yeah, like we cannot apply for Blackpool again. Which I'm gutted about. Yeah, I am gutted about it because I think they'd be an awesome side to take over. But yeah, this is where we're at, guys. And I think that is where we're going to call it for this episode. We've gone well past what I said the cutoff was. It looks like we're going to be at Macclesfield again next season. I guess what we have to do is come back in next episode with the plan to sort out this squad ready for next season, which I think is only right for Macclesfield anyway. Keep applying for jobs in the background and see what happens. But yeah, didn't quite go to plan, did it? But anyway, if you've enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for daily Football Manager videos, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.